Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Inside Makeup Podcast, where we talk about everything makeup, beauty and fashion related. Today's guest is somebody who is extremely influential, very creative. His designs are quirky, chic, sexy, and very, very clean. He has styled many people, going from Shah Rukh Khan, Paul Chowdhury, Ashley Walters, Jay Sean, Mumsy Stranger. The list goes on. Guys, it's Saran Kohli.
Hey, thank you for the lovely introduction. That was fantastic.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for you to be
Just
here.
want to put that sound effect of the clapping sound. Yay! But thank you so much. That's very kind.
Is this your first podcast?
No, technically
Really?
second.
Oh, amazing. Okay,
Can't remember.
cool.
The first one was, I think, during COVID.
Oh, yeah, because I think
Yeah.
after COVID is when podcasts kind of
It did,
blew
yeah.
up, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, whenever I have a guest on, I always like to hear their story and how they got into what they're doing, especially in the South Asian scene. So if you want to tell us a little bit about how you became Saran Kohli.
I think it started really early. But when I say really early, fashion was something that came much later in life.
Yeah.
But my first love was dance.
Oh, yeah. You just spoke about this when I met you.
Yes. So my first love and will always be dance.
What kind of dance?
I'm a hip hop kid, and
Oh my God.
and I love street dance. But when I was growing up, I had long hair because I'm Sikh. So I actually used to impersonate Michael Jackson and James
is
Brown, and
very
it's really
cool.
weird because my influence was very far fetched because I was born here. I moved to India when I was 2 years old, stayed there for
Oh.
8 years. So even though having lived in India and I was brought up in Delhi by my grandparents, my influence of music and just, I would say back then it was just TV, and it was
Yeah.
barely just 5 channels, which is a great choice, by the way, because you knew what you wanted to watch, and no confusion.
true.
Yeah, none of that scroll. But I was just influenced to, thanks to my sister. She just used to listen to a lot of pop songs.
Yeah.
I'm talking right from Michael Jackson, Jason Donovan, the Beatles,
Even
Elvis.
in India, growing up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of
Wow.
misconception is because you're in India, nothing's open. But
Yeah.
I had CDs and cassette tapes coming, bought from the
That's
shop, from
cool.
everything. It's just that the only channel back in the day was MTV. And early 90s, mid 90s, you were completely exposed to that era. So for me, Michael Jackson, James Brown, Motown, jazz was something I was just exposed to.
That's very cool.
And from South Asian side, it was actually A.R. Rahman, which I really deeply connected to. So right from Roja days and previous to that, when his music was predominantly in South language or Telugu or Tamil or Malayalam. So it was purely, I listened to that first before the Hindi versions came out. So my dancing just happened naturally. From what my mom told me, you knew literally from the time you walked. I
That's
knew.
when it's talent,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and I think by the age of 5 or something, 6, I knew how to moonwalk, and I was just
That's so cool.
And because she came from fashion as well, she
Yeah.
made costumes for me. So I had the Billie Jean and the Smooth Criminal, and I should just be in the
So
living
she
room.
made the
just
clothes for you?
yeah, she would just put it up because I was so.
Interesting.
I was just, it was that, and I was a very sporty person as well. So my second love was cricket. So growing up, I thought, well, I'll either be a cricketer or I'll be a professional dancer. I mean, academically, I wasn't so sound, and I was a trouble child, so I was getting into trouble. So a
You
typical
were
boy.
creative.
Yeah, I think at that time of what creative was or what that meant, it was just like you just assume these are just hobbies or just
Yeah.
activities,
Yeah.
and that's how it was. And fashion kind of was there, but I think it was more the case of because I loved how artists dressed themselves, and I think that was my direct relationship with fashion, was what I saw on performance, music videos. And that translates slowly is when I came back to London and I was in school. That's when it really sort of kicked in, because
Yeah.
as you become a teenager, you are just engrossed into what you look like, what you feel like,
yeah,
all of
of
that,
course.
So yeah, prior to Y2K, it was all of that kind of vibe that I was into, and I loved street clothes, and I loved formal dressing was something I was attracted to, and that's thanks to my grandfather actually, because he was in the army. He was a retired colonel, so I always saw him pristine in suits all the time.
You can see that influence in some of your designs
Yeah,
now.
that was my direct relationship to, say, sartorial designs
Yeah.
and just tailoring in sense. And wasn't until I was 17 is by then I actually started a hip hop crew called
That's so
Snatch.
young.
Yeah, I started. My
my
first audition was
God.
13, and it was for a fashion show, and
Yeah.
they were actually wanted models, but I didn't have the height. So when I turned up, I was confused. I was like, oh, I thought it was a dance audition.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, then dance then, and just put music on, and it was for a South Asian exhibition.
Very cool.
So I didn't come prepared, and back in those days, you either had a CD or cassette. There was no iPods or anything or streaming, so you had to think. So they had Tal, so they played the faster
Yeah.
version of Tal, and I just went for it. And kid you not, in those days in the room, this is going way back. I was the youngest kid in the room, but in the room there was some people who are now famous. There was Jay Sean as a model. There was a signature crew that did the Michael Jackson Bhangra at British Got Talent, and all these guys. Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember
So these are
them.
like they're in there like
And you're this 17-year-old
and
kid.
I'm this 13-year-old kid in
Oh,
the room. And
13.
I'm like my heart was
amazing,
racing because I
though.
was like, oh, these are talented people in the room, but they loved it. That's how it started, and then just kind
That's
of
amazing.
yeah, that was my exposure to, I would say, predominantly South Asian and Bollywood, because from there I got the opportunity to then work with some Bollywood stars, and I did backdrop dancing for them and just got up and close personal with
So
a
when
few
you
of them.
say professional dancer, you really mean professional dancer?
Yeah, so it was professional shows,
Wow.
your professional rehearsal. So it was
Yeah.
like that hobby turned into some sort of early years side hustle, whatever you call it. It just happened naturally because I had good people around me. So, you would have an agent or you will have representation. So I think my mom played a big role in that to kind of safeguard me, and loads of things I learned myself. I did a lot of things I wished I didn't do, and I think that's the smokes and mirrors of the industry where, you get hassled or you get exploited. So I learned and
Well, it
picked
still
up a lot of
happens
that.
now.
It does.
So-
It does. Much more aware and talked about now. Back then, you
Yeah.
kind of don't know how to do with that. But eventually, I kind of just went my own direction. So as much as I loved, coming from South Asian background, I loved Bollywood, but my heart was in street and hip hop. So I decided to start my own 4-member band hip hop
That's
crew,
sick.
and we end up performing at places. So I started a company that led me survive through university. So when I was 17 is when I was properly introduced, because my mom's a designer.
Yeah.
She ran a boutique, one of the first
Oh,
to
wow.
do Asian fashion in the country since 1978 as our own
What?
self label. So she was
That's incredible.
designing from source to the finish, and that was my exposure. But it wasn't something that I thought of doing or anything like that. It was around me.
So your parents were very supportive then of what you were doing.
Absolutely. I come from a single family,
That's amazing.
and coming from that background, your relationship with my relationship with my mom was very close. They were like best friends, and still are. And I think that's really helped. She never put, I think you should do this, I think you should do that. She was more like, find yourself, because that's more, you will get more pure happiness, because you want to live every day by your own terms. So
I wish more people were like that though. You don't see that often. I don't hear
yeah,
that
I think
often.
I think the time I was growing up, it was hard because it was
Yeah.
stereotypically either you'll go into the medical field or you go into the economic field. But
Business. or
yeah, and
something.
especially my mum had an economics degree. She pursued the arts. So the risk, I think, what paid off for her was potentially enabled me to have that risk factor as well. And when I was 17, she did a fashion show at Cafe Royale, and she took a big risk of booking the biggest room in that building. Was
Yeah.
back in the day, if people would know, there was a club called the 10 Rooms.
Yeah.
And she booked that, and the only way to showcase in that space was doing a fashion show.
Yeah.
2 weeks before, the choreographer pulled out because he double booked, and he was a big name in the industry. And I walked in the living room, and mom was actually crying, and she's like, I don't know what done because I have no way to prepare. I don't know what happened to me. I just said, leave it to me. Let's just do it.
Oh, I
I'll
love
do it
that.
for you.
Yeah.
And me and a couple of my friends, we actually produced the fashion show by holding auditions, sending text messages, calling people, turn up at this date, let's do auditions, call outs,
Amazing.
end up producing a show. And that was my first person view, hands-on experience behind the scenes of a fashion show, which
That's
then led me
amazing.
to understand what style, clothes, relationship to the audience, what that means, and really gave me an insight to the importance of dressing and how people aspire to dress well, or what the relationship is to any occasion it may
Well,
be.
people treat you differently as well, depending on the way you're dressed. I've seen that happen a lot as well.
Yes, there's a humble opinion on that, and there's an extravagant opinion on that. But you can be dressed as simple as a suit and tie. It's I think how you carry yourself.
Yeah,
is
that's
more,
true. Yeah.
and your energy is weaved into your clothing,
Well,
and it's your
that's
first
true.
impressions. So sometimes you say less, but your outfits can do more for you. And extravagant is you're trying hard, you're wearing everything. But in some cases that works because that's personality based. So you tap into
I
your
love
personality and you're like, this is who I am. So
Yeah.
it's a sense of self-acceptance, but this is how I am, and this is
the
how I like to be.
confidence.
Yeah, confidence. And confidence can be on a sober, or it can be on the on the highest level of volume that you want to
Yeah.
show. So yeah,
I love your
that's
choice of words.
absolutely.
Like
But that's
poetry.
how it started, and I instantly decided that before I finished my college, I want to
Yeah.
apply for a degree in fashion. So I studied fashion business
So you did
management
study
at
it.
London College of
Fine.
Fashion. So I pursued that because I want to know everything about this industry. So I stepped into that way. So,
And then that's where your brand kind of evolved from then.
yeah, well, yes, that's what exposed me to an academic level. And then I ended up doing internships in the industry. And once I finished my internships, I decided to just go and spend time and discover myself. And I went to India to teach dance for a
So
year.
you went back to dance a little bit.
It was still there.
Fine.
But I did it as charity. I wanted to do it. So
Yeah.
I worked in an orphanage. I worked with also commercially. I did everything. And during that time, I took internships in factories to learn the
In
craft
India?
in India, craft of menswear. So I wanted to do both because I think my creative outlet, one side was like, look, I want to dance because one still can, and I have the love and passion for it. And secondly, I wanted to alter the background, work on something that would pave the next chapter. So it kind of went hand in hand. But there was at that time, there was no sort of, oh, I want to open a label, I want to start a business. It was more like, I want to find myself in this space, and I
Yeah.
want to know first that I'm confident within myself to understand the principles of design and principles of the art of making a suit, or it could be just design itself. I think that was more education. And even though I did a degree, the on the field experience, nothing beats that when you're actually in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in India, the type of experience you get there, you can't get in this country.
Yeah, it depends. It depends who you're working for and
Oh, really?
what kind of brands, and especially it's every artist has their process. But the good thing is in India, the resources are higher. Your exposure level is higher. Your environment is hustling and bustling, and there's every level of every kind. So it's just fast paced. It's just a circus.
So it's the best way to learn.
It's the best place to be lost in a good way.
Yeah.
Because then you are absorbing everything around you. And of course, I think the main thing is I feel privileged and honored to be around craftsmanship. And that is could be fabrics, the weaving of fabric to embroideries. This is something I feel very blessed to be from that part of the world where we are more than just ABC. There's so much. The more you dig, the more you
The
find.
more you find, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. You can relate that to anything as well.
Yes.
I think in India, like even like makeup and fashion, everything. I think if you keep digging,
Yeah.
you'll find so much more than what we
Yeah.
see like on the media and things like that as well.
And a lot of it has been there for centuries.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel the last 100 years, it's just not been present or talked about on an everyday basis. We've kind of had to find our space or get our space back. So the talking points have changed.
Yeah.
The narrative just changes because we own it and we talk about it. But it's always been there. For centuries, it's been there. Beauty,
You're right,
skin,
actually.
fashion has just been part and parcel of the lifestyle that was always there.
But now, like for example, Diljit at the Met Gala,
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan, like would we have seen these people back in the day at the Met Gala? What do you think?
Not the way we see it now.
Exactly.
I think back in the day, you literally had to be a royal if you were to have that seat on the table.
Yeah.
But today, we've seen people's dreams come. The come up story has changed. I admire Diljit because I think that was one of my favorite looks because he stayed true to himself to the T.
Yeah,
That I'm this
exactly.
guy from Punjab, come up story of doing Punjabi music, taking it global and given the opportunity to seat at the table at Met Gala. He owned it because it's like he wore his heart on the sleeve, literally.
Exactly,
He
yeah,
wore Punjab on him.
literally.
So I feel he made the community very proud because it could have been anything. But I feel the theme, superfine black tailoring, that community dandyism, it's very much how we dress. It's
Yeah.
very much the grey side or the alternative side. So we don't have to hold back. We have to proclaim it more.
He literally looked like a royal, like literally. And the back
Yeah.
of his cape as well. He had the alphabet as well in Punjabi. Like,
I think he was a walking, talking museum,
Yeah,
full of education.
this
The more you
is-
dig, the more you find references to
Yeah.
Maharaja,
This will go
Dalip Singh,
yeah.
to Patiala, to
no one's going to
Yeah.
forget this.
no.
No.
Yeah.
It'll definitely go down in history, I think.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I like about him as well.
One of my favorite legs, apart from and a lot of my favorite hip hop and R&B stars
yeah.
were there. It's just like for me, it was a trip down memory lane and just revisit the 90s, the 2000s,
Yeah.
and the 80s, all the way to the 60s and 50s with the Motown era. Then
Oh, yeah.
and all the way through just the Harlem references to.
You can
yeah.
see this in your designs now.
Yes.
Like now that I know this, I can see it in your styles. So it's
Yeah.
had a massive influence on the way you design.
Absolutely. I think I've tried to stay true to myself because
Yeah.
it's very easy to just trap yourself into the very simple narrative that
The box.
the box, or I feel that's more like when I see it from a diaspora point of view, I feel like we're more emotionally attached to very few ingredients, which is
yeah.
so when we
you're
look
right,
at so if
actually.
I look at myself, I wanted to start a menswear brand. I'm not starting a menswear brand because I'm going to fulfill the need of weddings or to fulfill the need of just cultural referencing. I feel the need that I want to show all the elements that I've been brought up with, and let me try and unpack that how I can be influenced from my music, and how can I fuse that with the narrative of the best of the global centric of being brought up in the West and being exposed in the East. Is how does that look like and feel like? So I felt the need to be always in the uncomfortable zone. And
But
it's the
that's
hardest
what makes
zone.
you different.
Different than myself, I feel is the difficult thing
Yeah.
because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because the audience be like, it's maybe too far ahead or too, it's still not too, say, Asian or ethnic, or is it too Western? I feel
But
like
I'm
no,
sure
it's a
you've
bit of
probably-
everything.
But I'm sure you've got a community following you that likes your style and what you do, and they like the unexpected as well.
Yeah, I'm very blessed, touch wood. I've
Yeah.
got clients who say that, coming to you, we get to see what a designer's perspective is or a creative director's perspective is.
Creative direct, yeah.
So I feel that's the role I've come about to settle with, is the creative direction, because that's a amalgamation of everything.
Yeah,
The whole picture, the whole package.
So when you do photo shoots and things like that, because obviously you do weddings as well, but how important are photo shoots to a fashion designer?
Most important thing, because that
Really?
is from concept to finish.
How many do you do in a year, do you think?
It depends. I'm never chasing seasons. I'm chasing
okay.
a feeling. So it could be
wow.
two or three. Minimum, I always try 2, but it always comes like, no, I've got this idea in my head. I'm going to do
You
5
wanna do
pieces
it.
and I want to do the story. So usually I follow a storyline and I sense that by dissecting it with, it could be from a piece of music, or it could be a film reference, or it could be just nature, or it could be anything. And I'm like, I want to work around this. So for example, my last year I did a summer collection,
Yeah.
which was a fusion of Indian heritage embroideries and fabrics, but more catered toward contemporary and street. So to find that, to kind of be in between the zones, I thought, okay, so this is what it is, but how do I want to shoot it? I want to shoot this homegrown, represent that, and I
Yeah.
shot that in the mountains in a place called Satdal,
Yeah.
which is the Valley of 7 Lakes, and we shot that in a lake in summer heat, the height of summer in India, which is like 50 degrees,
not
but it was
nice.
it was about 15 degrees less in the mountains.
Yeah.
And I used majority of the talent that I used was local. Like the makeup
I love
artist, the
that.
photographer, the videographer were from that town. Apart from the models were obviously agency models that I wanted to represent. But
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure as much as homegrown it could be. And I felt that was part of the storytelling. And it turned out really good. It was tricky because we were on this lake, which was like 180 foot deep. So if we slipped and from that boat, there was no lifeguard, there was nothing.
Nope.
Yeah. So,
Nope, none of
so
that.
if you go see that shot, it's amazing. And the
Oh
music
my
I choose TLC.
God.
So
Again, different.
just tying it up,
Yeah.
just tying up a feeling.
But I
That's all it
love
was just a
that.
feeling. I wasn't about, it's as much as about product, sometimes it's
Yeah.
about emotion.
Are you quite particular with who you work with on shoots, like when it comes to the makeup artist and when it comes to the hairstylist and things like that? Or are you quite open to let people be creative?
No, I'm always open.
Oh, I love that.
It's always an open-ended conversation because it allows all creatives to have no boundaries. But at the same time, depending on the level of shoot that I'm doing,
Yeah.
I always have a preset who I want to work with or
Okay.
I wish to collaborate with
Yeah,
because
of
I love their
course.
work
Yeah.
and I feel they just align
Yeah.
with what I'm thinking or we just on the same page. But sometimes I feel like, no, let's just explore. Let this be a free
The
free
energy
book of-
flow.
Yeah, let the energy flow. So it depends. When I work with, so I do creative direction as freelance. When I work with other brands, that's where the tone changes because that's when I have to work on behalf of the client's expectations.
Okay.
So I really pick and I really go deep.
You
Fine
have to
line.
be pickier then.
Then I go very fine line in terms of who I feel would be the best photographer, videographer. It has to work and has to be, delivered by the brief.
Because every photographer, every makeup, they've all got their different styles. There's very few who can diversify and change according to the client, I think.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's some people who just have that style and they can't come out of it, which is also fine.
Yeah. No, it's I think everyone has their individual style. Everyone has their trademark and
Yeah.
and it works perfectly well. And I feel sometimes some artists just want to try something new. So it just depends at the time how things fit in.
Yeah.
And it's like, you make the perfect dish, you want the right ingredients. But, too much of this or too much of that may just not work out.
That's true, actually.
But that's part and parcel of
Yeah.
in creative directions. You're trying to pull in the best team possible for that brief, either be for
Yeah.
yourself or someone's behalf.
Oh, I didn't know you did that, As in, obviously, it comes across on, like, within your brand.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you also freelanced on the side. With,
No, I think a lot of people just approach me that you should, and I feel I'm happy to do it. So it just depends. So
Yeah, no, I like
I've
that.
started to be open to the idea
Yeah.
of doing it. So I've been doing that for since COVID, I've been open to doing
Oh,
it.
so that's quite new.
Yeah, and I think that exposure
Okay.
happened because I worked on films
Yeah.
and music videos. So that kind of element allowed me to think freely. And
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, this is a good way to enhance your creative practice. So there's more about you.
And meet
so-
people.
And meet people because you meet fantastic
You
people
meet-
like yourself.
Oh,
So
thank you.
yeah, so
It's so
yeah.
true because I do makeup and hair, so I don't get to meet other artists that much. But when I started doing the modeling, I met so many different people that I would
Yeah.
never have met if I just stuck to makeup and hair.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel
It's-
there's a pool of talent in our
yeah,
community.
so many
Endless
people.
amount. And I feel pursue it. If your heart says it,
Yeah.
pursue it. Have no regrets. If you fail, doesn't matter. You've succeeded in trying.
Yeah.
So it doesn't kill you. So
I think people
go for
get
it.
scared though, especially when this is literally your full-time job, let's call it. I think
Yeah.
people do get scared because obviously financially you
Yes.
have to be ready as well, which is something we touched on as well, like the business side of what you're doing. Because guys, just like makeup and hair, like it looks very glamorous, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes and you can have very stressful days to weeks as well. But what's it like with being a fashion designer, creative, and being your own accountant and this and that? Like, it's difficult, isn't it?
It's the purest of entrepreneurial journey because no 2 days are the same.
Yeah.
And
So
you,
true.
yeah, and take each day as it comes, and you have to have the fire in your belly.
Yeah.
To keep yourself above board of the good days and the bad days because that can throw you off. But I feel
It can throw you off for days as well.
it is. It's
hard to
challenging.
get back on.
It's challenging on financial side and the
Yeah.
mental well-being as well.
Yeah.
I feel like a reason why I wanted to do a business degree in fashion was purely to understand the economics and the business side of things, because that's very important to
Do you think it
understand
helped
the
you?
fashion. Yes, definitely. Because
Amazing. Okay.
I feel like if tomorrow, if this doesn't work out, I feel like I tried everything on every angle.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But I think that being a creative, I feel there's endless opportunities because you can adapt. Creative people can adapt. And they can learn new skills. And we are more,
Yeah, we can
we can
actually.
expose ourselves to being vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I feel the business side of fashion is that you have to have patience, you have to be persistent, and you have to keep practicing. I always follow these 3 Ps in my foundations of my
Yeah.
business, is that you provide the best and you don't compromise. It is difficult because economically our clients can be like, well, we don't have these budgets and this and this and this. And you're just like, well, I will not compromise, but I'll try to give you value. It's very important to give your clients value. And they are the investors. And if they invest in me, they're investing in themselves, because we're both on this journey. So I always feel that you walk away with some value, because I feel there's always been this stigma, and I think I've started to become very unapologetic about it, and I think this is a generational thing, that I'm in London and
Yeah.
I provide London-based services for bespoke tailoring as much as I do Indian-based as well.
Okay.
And I think there's a stigma that, just because it's from India, it's cheap. No,
Yeah. That's
it's
so
not.
true.
It's not.
Yeah.
In fact,
People
it's
think
never
that.
been. It's just that you are making something with the resources that you have. If I am taking the risk of pursuing quality, it does come at a different cost of time, craftsmanship, experience. These are value-added things.
People, when you early on in your career, did you find that people just didn't appreciate that though? Like from a client's point of view,
I feel,
did you ever experience that?
yeah, absolutely. I feel like, when we take things for granted because we're always around it. So I feel like, no, it's a given. It must be this. I said.
How did you handle it early on in your career?
I think at the beginning, I was just yes to everything,
Yeah.
because you want to break in, you want to please, you want to do all of that.
Yeah.
Then slowly and slowly, I started to pull back, and I was like, no, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to stand
Yeah.
up for the product I want to pursue and create. So I started to represent
Yeah.
the craftsmanship, start to tell. That's why
The story.
in my storytelling and everything, I try to, my current collection is called The Process. It's because
yeah, I saw that.
it's talking about the process. It's talking about behind the scenes more than the product. It's actually shot in my workshop.
Yeah, I saw.
I
like that.
I've everything I earn, I've tried to make sure that I have my own production. It's my in-house team. I wanted to show that. So you will see actual people who work behind the scenes, my team, my master cutter, my tailor, my stitcher. These
are
all
real
family.
people. They're the real people, by
Yes.
the way. They're not models or anything.
No,
It's
they're real
team.
people,
Yeah.
and it was shot purposely because I was like, let's get transparent. Like, you want to see? Okay, I'll show you. And also to
It came out
encourage.
so good.
Yeah, I wish
came
I
out
looked
really
the same.
good.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it turned out amazing. And I remotely actually creative directed that on a
you
laptop.
weren't there?
I wasn't there. I was remotely creative
Oh my
directing that,
God.
and on a laptop, and
What?
and with my cameras everywhere. But this is the thing. This
That's
is the creative ways of adapting
amazing.
to the situation. So,
Yeah.
but my team loved it because they're like, we've never been represented. And I'm like, no, I'm going to
this
celebrate
way.
you. I want to celebrate us. We're a family.
They
and we're
appreciate
gonna do
you
that.
as well.
Oh yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like,
Proud
it's
for them.
it's a generational thing. It's passed down. My headmaster cutter is someone who started with my mum, and
that's so
he's still with me.
nice.
And I feel respect is flowers to be given. That's more important to me than me thinking
the
about
relationship.
Yep. And these paves way. So in business, your relationships are key.
Oh my
Money
God.
can be made, money can be lost. Relationships are very hard to maintain, and that has to be done from
the heart.
within.
Yeah.
Always put your people first before anything else. And I feel, yes, we must pursue ideal businesses. You must pursue some level of profit because you want to have the opportunity to reinvest, but not at the cost of of anything else, not at the
No.
cost of compromising
No,
any
no,
sort
no.
of values. But it's important because you need to keep the craft alive and whatever you pursue. So I'm lucky that I'm able to not just focus on my brand being represented. Yes, I do pursue a lot of Asian representation or South Asian representation in
Yeah.
my brand
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's sort of the heritage side of things.
Yeah.
But I've been lucky to work across everyone and have every face and every background is because it's
Not
open
just
to
South
everyone.
Asians, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that too doesn't limit to just weddings. It represents day wear, evening wear, because I want to talk about we're more than this. So let's keep exploring this together.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. Going back to relationships, I think with social media at the moment, people have forgotten how to make those relationships. I think people look at followers and they're like, oh, they don't have many followers. I'm not gonna bother. But people don't understand that not everyone cares about followers.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest people I've met have like 2,000 followers, but they know so many people in the industry. And I think I just really want you to reiterate the fact that this relationship building is so important and you have to do it from the heart. You cannot be fake about it. Like, it's a traditional way of doing business, I think, but it's so important. But I just think the new generation of kids, they're just all about social media, but I want them to kind of just know, you need to stem away from that a little bit and build relationships outside of social media.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and they I think they're forgetting to do that.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. They've grown up with it,
Yeah.
but it's not all about numbers, guys.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more because I come from a generation just from dial-up to fiber optic, you know, so we've seen the
best
face.
time though. I think
Absolutely.
that was the best time.
I think now I feel like, Mr. 90s nostalgia when I had the Nokia and just
I miss the 90s.
and our text messages were literally one-liners and we just get the point.
And you had to do credit. You had to get credit for your phone.
Yeah. I would just leave voicemails and just be like, get
That's
the
the
message.
best.
And that was voice notes now. But
Oh yeah.
I feel the idea of social media, since its inception, was just to connect people. That was the
Yeah.
basic foundation of it.
Yeah.
And
And
as
it does
evolved,
that.
it still does that because you're in touch instantly you're in touch with, and you're connected 24/7.
Yeah.
So you feel you have to be available, and you have to learn to
Yeah.
draw the line
Yeah.
as to your personal space is a lot more valuable than being exposed and available all the time. Be connected, that's
Yeah.
fine. But I think the idea of social media has just evolved something different, is because we are not consuming in the same way that we used to. And also the platforms have changed to become more commercial. The platforms have become more professional. So the everyday lives, the consumption of everyday lives has sort of become somewhere lost. You know, we were interested, but overexposure, our brains can't hack it. Our brains cannot consume it. So now we have become indecisive. And what it's led to is indecisiveness, and the anxiety has increased. So before, when we used to see something, we used to be excited about it. But now it's like, that feeling of it's happening because we're just overexposed, and it's
Yeah,
happening
it's too much.
24/7. You wake up, the first thing you will
look at
do,
Instagram.
or before you sleep. So your brain is constantly processing. Imagine your brain as a, it's processing data, or when you simple as that. When you say, from a video editor's point of view, you export a file, it's rendering, because it's trying to get all the information and throw it out.
We're constantly
Our
rendering.
brain is rendering information when we're asleep.
Yeah.
And that causes us insomnia because our brain hasn't shut down.
Yeah.
Our bodies may have. So I feel, so I think back to likes and followers, I've gone past that. I feel like for me, social media is just a CV, or it's more like you've come to get to know me from a first impression. Great. And I try to do my best to be comfortable in front of the camera to talk about something, or just have a topic, or trying to be as relatable as possible. But the thing is, social media is a 3-second game.
Yeah.
You only remember what was 3 seconds ago.
So true.
and you're trying to think, I may have seen, and you save a lot of things, but you never revisit them on a constant basis. You get lost in saving things.
Yeah.
So we just consume and get
so
lost.
True.
It's like your bedroom. I don't know where I put this. I don't know where I put that. I can't find it. It's the same thing with social. Is that I can't remember. Sometimes now I get to the point where I can't remember my friends' usernames because they changed them, and I'm like, man, this guy I was in touch with, but he's changed. I can't remember. That before I used to just find. Now I can't find because the algorithm has changed. I would say to any generations that it's not about likes and follows. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, they boost confidence to a certain extent. Yeah, you might get that dopamine, but quality over quantity, 100%. Focus on your quality, your true messaging. If you're going to say something, come out. If you want to be yourself, be yourself.
That's what I like about your page, though, because it's very clean, and what's on there, you can tell that this is something you definitely want on there, and you've not just put it out there for the content. Because a lot of people do that.
Yeah, a lot of people jump on the bandwagon of, I want to do TikTok trends and we want to do Insta Reels and we want to be talking about it because everyone's doing it. That's what's happening. That's great to a certain extent. But you are allowing yourself to just be like the next person, and one cannot tell the difference between the other. So I've had to really... It's a hard decision, but I've had to try and be like, no, I'm just going to tell the story that the brand is saying. So let it be. It's a lot of learning curve. Sometimes I feel like, it happens. Oh, we didn't get much likes for it. I'm like, you know what? But I worked hard to produce that outfit. I worked hard to take that picture. That's what's more important. Yeah. So if I put it out there, I've just put it out there. That's it. It's gone. It's out there in the world.
But when I look at your page, it aligns with everything you've just told me, even with your website. Like it really does tell that story. It's not different.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. Like, what I see is what I get on your page.
Thank you.
I think. So you can tell you've really thought about it like properly.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I think that's the Virgo in me, the perfectionist, but I have to get over it sometimes and be like, it's okay to look raw and messy and all of that. I think that's took time. I think that what I've had to overcome is don't follow perfection. Perfection is, you cannot get 100% perfection. It's always, it's a journey. You know, some people say to you, oh, you've aged well. Oh, you still look good and, whatever. Yeah. That is in pursuit of being happy and pursuit of perfection because it's ongoing process. Yeah. You cannot get 100% perfection.
No, never. Especially being a creative.
No, because you'll always be doubtful or you'll be a self-critique or you'll have those elements in the devils and the angels on both sides will have 100%. This in your ears. But the fact that you tried, you gave something a go is far more valuable than anything else because you can't then complain and say, no, I didn't try. Look, there's examples of it. There's evidence of it. I did do this. So if I shot in production or if I shot on a late, I done it. That's it. No one can take that away from you. And that's just how you explain my Instagram profile or be a website. That was my aim. Have you understood it? There you go. I'm telling you something. That's the messaging. And it's okay.
That's what you want to hear then as well, isn't it? That's It's
very simple. See it from this point of view. If your parents in the house clap for you, those are two people that clap for you. That feeling no one can change, right?
Yeah.
But it may feel the same with 1,000 people in a stadium clapping for you. But who do you remember most?
It's your family.
Yeah,
exactly.
So just have your ecosystem tuned really well so that you can lighten up your
You need
mental
to write
load.
A book. No,
Maybe
seriously.
one day.
Oh my God.
Maybe one day.
Your choice of words, the way you explain things and the way that everything you've been through, you've experienced, and the way that you are as a person, you're still very humble. Yeah. There's so many people who wouldn't be like that in your position.
Thanks to my mum and my sister and my family
so
for
nice.
that, and my other half, my wife, she keeps me grounded. Gosh, yeah. Because she's not creative, so she's like...
Oh, is she not?
No, completely opposite.
Oh,
so, yeah.
That kind of works though, I think, sometimes. Because it helps you switch off, maybe.
Yes. Getting someone else's perspective is refreshing.
Who's not a creative?
It's not a creative.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Problem solving is different. Because you're like, okay, I never saw it from that point of view. Even though you're creative, you'll always have a viewpoint. Sometimes the most... what's the word that I'm looking for? I'm lost for words now. But in terms of practical. Yeah. The practical point of view, because as creatives, we paint this picture and vision in our head is that the bigger, the better or whatever. You're obviously trying to visualize at a peak. But sometimes the practical solutions are right in front of you and you don't see that because that's the easiest way to do it.
Because as creatives, I don't know if you do this, but I overthink everything. I don't know if you do that as well.
All the time. All the time. I'm on overdrive of overthinking. I think 90% of the time I'm overthinking. My mind is racing with
that's
things.
so funny.
And that's fine. It's natural.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. It's just your brain's working. That's it. It's working. It's working too fast, but it's working. It's fine. You're just churning out. Sometimes just write things down so that you can just, tools. What creative people need is tools.
Yeah.
We need tools. We need...
That's one good thing about Instagram and people who are starting out. You've got the tools now. You really do.
Absolutely.
You've got people you can follow.
100%. I think our parents' generation had to fight for just being just survival. Then the next generation had to fight for the space, for being who they are. The generation now can say whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. So
we are lucky now.
So glad we're here. We're glad we're at this stage.
Well, going back to photo shoots.
Yes.
Because I feel like it was a bit of a taboo subject, but men wearing makeup. Now, I think it's a lot of people on TV wear makeup, like as in men, which is completely normal. But for photo shoots and stuff, men wearing makeup is actually quite important, isn't it? Especially when it comes to photography and things like that. Is it something you really are quite picky about, or are you open to people not wearing makeup on shoots? What's your opinion on it?
To be honest, the one of the more true facts is that makeup, be a male or female, has always been there. It's just that times have changed.
Yeah.
It's simple as this. Men actually wore heels back in the day.
Yeah.
Women adapted them. It changed the idea of a heel in shoes.
Wow.
But it was in Victorian times when
men
wore.
Yeah.
Women, it became more staple in that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to makeup, yes, of course, when we do shoots and everything, especially when we do studio shoots or we've done concept shoots, then that is given. It's there because skin doesn't look 100% fresh. You may have had a late night, eyes are baggy. So these are tools. They're not sort of, doesn't put you in a more of a taboo stance. It's more these are tools to freshen you up for screen and stuff. And this is normal.
Yeah.
I feel the conversation is that men just generally on a daily basis wearing makeup has changed, because I feel what's happened is the beauty industry has evolved and it's stretched.
Yeah.
And self-care has changed. I think that's where it's happened. And don't think it's something to do with the idea of masculinity. If it's about that. I just feel like self-care has changed. The idea has changed.
It's very important to people.
You're starting to take care of yourself differently.
Yeah.
As simple as hydrating yourself to say, I want, you're putting these serums or you're putting something or just putting an eye mask. Very simple ways of looking at it is that I feel self-care has changed and self-care has become more accessible or more talked about. So that has...
Accessible. That's true, actually.
Yeah. You can now go in and get, yes, to some degree, now I feel... There are lines of men makeup that's available.
Yeah, now.
But that could also be due to lifestyle. We live very fast lives. We live very short-lived lives as well. Mm-hmm. We want to go from A to B very instantly. So we want to look fresh. And I felt that also happened, if you look at the case study when in the workforce, say from the 70s onwards, when women started to become more independent in the workforce. If you track things from there, you will find a lot of things became accessible, like makeup changed, beauty changed, clothing changed.
Continues to change.
Cars also changed.
Yeah.
There were cars that were targeted or marketed for women. So that's because the lifestyle changed.
Yeah.
And we feel in the last 15 years, social media or just our lifestyles have changed. So, and the appreciation of LGBTQ communities and that has also raised the awareness of that, and that's
there's
contributed.
a lot of acceptance now.
A lot more acceptance, and I feel
it's
had a lot of positive impact on that sense. And I feel for us, it's tools when we do shoots. Sometimes we don't barely use it. because depends on skin. So it all comes down to self-care.
Yeah.
Skin is good enough. We just need a light touch up, and sometimes we need a lot. So we make that decision on the day.
Yeah.
How much
I
is
love
needed.
that.
But when street style came out,
Yeah.
in terms of where the photography boom of Instagram came out, when street fashion sort of came about, and street photography across London, New York, and everything sort of exploded, you saw more natural because you're just there. Your picture's been taken.
Yeah.
Boom, it's there. But
it represents the clothing in a better way as well, because that's how the everyday person would wear it.
So when you increase the volume in that and you speed that process up, you're not looking 100% fresh all the time. So makeup or self-care became accessible for people who are constantly on the go and shooting, and they're like, I need something to just clean up, which I feel it's every industry evolves.
It's changed so much, hasn't it?
Well, fashion evolves. It became gender neutral fashion. Then it became, unisex. This happened because lifestyles have changed and audiences also evolved.
I wonder what it's going to be like in the next 10 years, because look how much it's changed in the last 10 years.
A lot of it's full circle, actually, because if you look at from our background, especially in South Asian point of view, Ayurveda has been there for centuries and centuries. So skincare was for us has always been the norm. Our home. You would revisit your childhood memories. Your grandma would put hair in your oil, and she would say it's the right thing to do.
Like
and today, that very idea has been marketed to us.
Oh my God!
You know, because it's always been there. It's always been rooted, and looking after yourself. And that goes same for men or women. That idea of self-care in our communities has always been there from the start. It has missed. It kind of just got lost. Yes, it missed the train because the shift had become very Western, and it comes down to the philosophy or way of life. But then nowadays, like Pilates and yoga and self-care and meditation has come back. The wellness.
But it's always been there.
It's always been there. It's just more in spotlight.
Oh, so the full circle.
It's coming a full circle. Is come about. So I feel the education is there. That it's always been there. It's just marketed more widely, and I think maybe we guys would just become more aware of taking care of ourselves. Because of social media though as well, because it's because your visual appearances are everywhere. The pressure is there, so there is a pressure. Yeah, that's true. We men also sometimes feel like we need to look good, take care of ourselves. Apart from just going to the gym, make sure our skin is also looking good. Yeah, so that which just isn't happens.
A bad thing, I guess.
No. So why should it be? It's not. It's each to their own. Some people may apply.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Some people might be exposed to applying a lot of makeup. I know someone who, he's a full-time model. He's jumping from one place to another, one city to another, always taking flights, getting hardly any sleep. And when he's finished, he's dabbing a little bit because I can't. My skin is natural. It's gonna get tired and it's gonna show, and I cannot have that. Because my face is what sells. My look is what sells. So he has to maintain and take care of it. If he didn't have those tool sets, how can he manage himself?
Yeah, it would manage himself.
Yeah. So to a degree, that's his reason. But for someone they might just be into beauty more than anything else.
Yeah, it might just make them feel good.
Yeah.
Well, I get that. That's important, I think, especially.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're gonna do a quick fire round now.
Oh. Scared.
Everyone always gets really scared at this bit. Oh. Because they never know what questions I'm going to ask. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Right. Runway or editorial? What do you prefer?
Editorial.
Yeah. I love editorial, even when it comes to makeup. Yeah. You can just be a bit more free.
Oh, absolutely. But the choreographer in me loves the runway. I think with editorial, you can just tell the story a little bit more. Yeah,
of course. So maybe a bit of both?
Editorial with a dash of runway. There you
go. If you had to shoot one menswear piece for the rest of your life, what would it be? This is difficult.
Ooh, one menswear piece. One. You know, I love a double-breasted.
That's a classic.
And
it looks so good.
And I'm kind of fallen in love with vintage tailoring all over again. So I feel like a double-breasted with a wide leg trousers and some nice,
Wide leg trousers definitely come back. here as well.
and some slick boots.
yeah.
It's just
I get
something
you.
I would love to just live that vibe and just have like a hat, nice pocket square. I
Yeah.
could just shoot me all day with that.
Very tailored, very chic.
Very chic, very
Yeah,
timeless.
I like that.
Can go
Yeah.
every season without a doubt. Yeah, or a classic Nehru, because it doesn't get worn a lot. So a classic Nehru,
Yeah.
you can experiment with anything. Yeah.
Oh, very classy. I like that.
Yeah, timeless.
Timeless.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is an interesting question. Do you think beards elevate or distract from an outfit?
Oh, the elevate.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Because I've heard people say the opposite as well. So that's interesting. So you prefer it when there's a bit of a beard involved, especially when you're doing a photo shoot and stuff.
Not necessarily, not from that, but I just feel generally beards lift you up.
an outfit.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I like that. What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to your industry?
In terms of,
Let's do in terms of photo shoots, because I feel like we've talked about photo shoots a lot. Like, what's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to photo shoots?
I think for me, I'm trying to see now. I'm
This
trying
is
to
a
go back.
difficult
I'm
question.
revisit.
Let
It's
me
a
try
very
and
good
give you an
question.
example of.
Yeah, an example would be really helpful, because then I know, because I've got 4 different things running in my head. I'm going to choose the best one.
I think timing for me is like, when people are just really relaxed about timing, they come like 20, 25 minutes late.
That's what's number 1 in my head. My second one was make sure there's enough food and good catering, because I feel like, we all want to have good breaks. But
especially on a long day.
timing for me is very important, but not because you have mentioned it, but it was in my head because I'm very stringent on timing. So when I say call time is 10 or
I love
7,
that. Yep.
it's that, because
Yep.
because I understand we don't have the energy levels, but if we get through the first 2 hours comfortably, the rest of the 6 hours work beautifully.
You've set that
So,
tone at the beginning.
Yeah, you have your intention. So when but when on shoots, I have a timer. So when we shoot, I say, guys, 10 minutes per look, and I'll have the timer, and I'll keep shouting. So
like that.
I'm the bad cop on that time. But my second would be food, because it really helps to just look after people on the day. So I think I really enjoy when we've got the sandwiches, get the best sandwiches.
Yeah.
We've got the crisps, get the best crisps and stuff, and lots of water,
People
drinks
remember
flowing.
that,
Yeah.
Coming from like a modeling perspective, those are the kind of shoots that I remember. It sounds silly, but it's like, they took care of me,
Yeah.
and it was a good experience. And because sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But I think it's just respectful, I
Just-
think,
it
as well.
just makes sure everyone is looked after. So
Yeah.
I always, when we do shoots, I'll check dietary requirements and make sure we aim to have lunch on time when we have a break, because just energy levels have to be managed. And I understand everyone is in different stages on the day. So it's just make sure everyone is looked after and just have the best experience possible, because a lot of people don't understand that shoots are not easy, and they're
not.
Then it's not a 9 to 5. It could be a 12-hour day. It depends on,
It's very energy draining, guys, as well. Like, again, we glamorize photo shoots, but it's very time consuming. A lot goes into it. Things can go wrong. You have to think on your feet. It's
been moments where I've been part of a shoot where I've been on the the being photographed side, and my call time would be 7 a.m. but I've not been shot till 2 p.m. and you're just sitting there waiting. Yeah, it happens on films all the time. Your call time is the same, but you actually coming on set could be completely different, because you just need to be present there, ready, which is frustrating. But that's the nature of it. That's the nature of the job, that you have to be present.
Yeah, I think our industry is it can be flaky at times as well.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happens on time, or people drop out unexpectedly, and you've really got to think fast.
Yes, you have to think on the spot. You have to be. That's why for me, call times are the crucial thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's there on time. We can set the tone. We have a team talk. Let's do the motivational speech. I'm like, guys, we're going to get through this.
Makes a
Stay
difference.
with me. It does. It sets the tone for the day.
It does.
Yeah, we're all human at the end of the day, and we can make mistakes. So it's not like we plug and play. So let's just come in, have the chat, like, guys, This is what we aim to do. Let's get through it. Yes, we're time bound. We are potentially going to run late, but not too late, so that no one loses the day.
Yeah.
We can only
but
try.
You make them aware of that as well. You're
100%.
honest with them. No, I like that. What's your favorite location that you've shot at so far? Can be a different country as well.
Favorite location. I think favorite location for me is I really enjoyed Rajasthan.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
It was everything that it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It's as royal as it gets and as chic as it gets.
And you can feel the energy of 100%. The place as well. I think that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And I've shot twice in Rajasthan and both are very different. Last one was very traditional and the one prior to that was actually in a tree house. In the middle of the desert, this space which is converted into a oasis, so that they grew nature in there, and you got tree houses, and we shot, and it doesn't look Rajasthan, but it was Rajasthan. So I was like, wow, one place can look very different to the other, but the energy was just beautiful.
These are things that you can't mimic. The energy of the place, the history as well. You can feel that. Yeah. And then that impacts how your shoot goes as well.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That makes a huge difference. Is there anything else coming up for Saran Kohli in the next year or the next few years? Anything that people should look out for? Any new designs?
I'm working on a next evening wear collection, which was going to be due within the next 3 months, and it's
look
very
out for
particular.
That, guys.
Yeah, so that's one. Two, I'm in the process of launching a new studio, so a new space which is being made.
Where's that going to be? Are you allowed to say where that's going to be?
It'll be. I can say it's East London. That's for sure.
Fine.
At least that much. But beyond that, it will be wait till it gets finished. But it's going to be purposely built. So that's going to be the next thing.
That's amazing.
That's a project that it's going to drain me, but I'm up for it.
So do you think it's going to launch maybe next year or?
Fingers crossed. Okay. Fingers crossed. That's the aim. But yeah, so a collection is coming, and there's a couple of collaborations which I can't say now, but let them roll out, and then you'll see them for themselves.
Exciting. So, guys, there's lots to look forward to.
Yeah.
What are your Instagram handles, TikTok handles, website, and things like that?
So website is sarankohlilabel.com. My Instagram is @sarankohlilabel, and my TikTok is @Kohli.
Yeah.
And
you've got a personal Instagram?
Yes, @Sarankohli. Just take the label out,
fine.
you'll see me.
Okay.
Behind the label, it's me. So it's as easy as that. So follow both. Follow me all.
It's nice to follow the person behind the brand.
Yeah.
I love that. So
I think on my personal page, it's just everyday feeds of inspirations to just collaborations I've done or creative direction work.
I love your fashion videos you make, though.
Thank you.
They're very cool.
Do
you shoot them yourself?
Depend on the day.
Yeah.
There's no one. I've just got the tripod. I've got the tripod. But if not,
they're so cool.
It's my other half, or there's someone just always trying to help me and shoot and stuff. So it just depends where I am, because sometimes it's just random. Sometimes they're well thought out. Yeah.
You're authentically yourself. I love that.
Try
it's
to
different.
Try to be.
Well, guys, that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you.
I had a good conversation.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah. You've got all of his details. I'm going to put everything in the description below, all the handles. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.